motion to consider accepting, no, we don't need a motion for this.
No.
Consideration of a motion accepting, FY 2019-2020 audit.
So moved.
Have a motion from Mr. Hahn, second. Second. Have a second from Vice Mayor Sutton. All in favor?
Aye.
I
All right, Mr. J.
I abstain.
I beg your pardon?
I abstain to that.
Got an abstention over here. Do what? I don't know what.
No, it's to accept, he said.
I have
No, we're just hearing the,
a motion to consider accepting the,
Motion to accept, did you say the word accept?
I said accepting.
I know what it says.
Okay, that's what I said.
Well,
He's
that's-
abstaining.
Abstain. We're not reading it, we're just accepting it.
Okay, got it.
I make a motion to accept the 1920 audit.
Have a motion to accept the audit, 1920 audit. Have a second from Vice Mayor Sutton. Have a second from Alderman Hahn. All in favor? Moving on.
I abstain.
Have a motion to consider Resolution 2154, consideration of architectural reports on the Activity Center roof, authorizing bids. Have a motion from Vice Mayor Sutton. Have a second from Mr. Hahn. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. J.
You received by email the formal report from Fisher Arnold Engineering that we discussed briefly Monday night. They're recommending that the roof be removed and replaced, and that the insulation of the building be removed and replaced. The estimate is $16 per square foot for the roof surface, so approximately $40,000 would be the cost. The resolution 2155 on the podium before you would authorize the staff to solicit bids. One bid would be for the replacement of the roof. One bid would be for the replacement of the insulation in the building.
Are these two together, or are we hearing them separate?
It's one resolution, but when the bids are received, they would be two separate bids.
Okay, we're on Resolution 2154 now.
I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry, 54, yes.
That's what I was asking.
I'm sorry, we're talking about the activity center roof. Right.
Okay.
I probably did, I'm sorry.
2154 is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Jay, you want to make a comment on that?
I think we need to do it. We need something, not only do we need something for, the intended purpose, but also, guys, you gotta think about this. We have some, if somebody's lower income or having their air conditioner go out, it could be used as a cooling center or in the wintertime, a warming center. And that'd be a great asset for our town we could offer to our citizens.
You have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Sutton. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on. Resolution 2155, authorizing a professional service contract with Fisher Arnold for the evaluation of 51 and 65 Main Street. Have a motion.
So moved.
Have a motion from Vice Mayor Sutton. Have a second.
Second.
Have a second from Alderman Hahn. Mr. Jay, you want to make any more comments about that?
This resolution would authorize a complete evaluation of the two buildings, structural, roof, plumbing, electrical, it'd be a complete evaluation. And the estimated not-to-exceed cost is $4,515 billed hourly.
You gonna do all that for $4,000?
This is an evaluation, not preparation of plans, inspection, or anything like, but
They're gonna advise of what it has to have, right?
yes, sir,
Same company.
same company.
I make a motion to accept that.
Have a motion from Alderman Cates, second. Second from Alderman Duncan. All in favor?
Aye.
Have Have a motion to hear Resolution 2156, amending a professional service agreement with DT Design Studio.
Make a motion to hear it.
Motion to hear.
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Hahn. All in favor? Motion, Mr. Cates made the motion. All right, Mr. J.
We have an existing agreement with DT Design for preparation of plans and specs for Phase 1 of the park. At a recent meeting, we discussed expanding the site work, the prep work, into Phase 2. This agreement would amend their contract to do the design for that. The estimated cost is $60,500 for the design. We're looking at probably between $1 million and $1.5 to actually do the dirt work in Phase 2. The good news, if you will, for spending $1.5 million, this will get Phase 2 where the parking lot is graded, the ball fields are graded, and you would have all that ready for a future date.
Is that the one you were talking about, we're saving about $100,000 on the doing it now?
Yes, sir. The other thing that we've talked about, Amy and Tori were involved, we're probably going to, like most, and help me if I misstate this, softball fields are 220. We're probably gonna grade the property for 240 or 250, which would give us flexibility in the future to determine the size of the fields. Because in that sense, grading now is cheaper than grading would be 2 years from now. But all this is, I really want to emphasize, all this is the dirt work.
So, in other words, they just doing it for the 230 or 260-foot fields?
No, they're doing it for all 6 or 7 fields.
What's the size of the fields that was originally? Is it 230 feet or 260?
I don't think the original had a side. We had one large one, 4 or 5 middle size, for lack of a better word, and then we had 2 T-ball fields in the original plan.
I'd like to know the size of the field and how much how much space is still there before we pay extra to do more duct work. If what we're doing originally is big enough for 2 65-foot fences and still have room for it, I don't know why we pay to do extra.
Well, in the original plans, there was only one large field.
Right.
And so the thinking was, let's do, and I'm not saying for 265, but let's do some extra dirt work where we would have flexibility on where we place the fence. And that is particularly important if we're looking at tournaments. We're trying to give the board future options and not close anything. I mean, this is not an area where I have expertise, so when you start talking about fences and all, we need to defer to Amy or Tori or the mayor for that matter with the school fields, but
I'd like to know what size field we're talking about.
what we're talking, yeah,
250 is the max, 220, 230 is softball, right? That's what we're looking at, softball tournament. But 250 is what he's saying, the max, so we can bring it in as whatever we want to put it to. But 250 is the most we'll need, I think.
What if you got guys softball, 235, 250?
Our plan is for Cypress Creek to turn into an adult
Do what?
baseball field. The plan is for Cypress Creek to be turned into an adult baseball field.
What's the size of it?
I'm not sure the exact size of it. Big enough.
Big enough.
It's big enough. And we got more room behind it.
What the thinking was, Mr. Gates, was that we could turn that into a nice baseball field. There's 20 acres behind there, and if we saw a need for another baseball field, we could put it right back behind there.
But the new park would more house for tournaments and local rec play. Rec ball.
I know when me and softball fences are somewhere between 275 and 300, what's that 300 feet? In minutes, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about minutes. James Road goes in 300 feet when they play softball.
I could stand to be corrected, but I think in the original plan, there was only one field with that kind of dimension.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you got room to do one more, but I don't know how you want to do all of them
No, we wouldn't.
It's up to the board.
What's the, can I
Yes,
ask
sir.
a question?
Yes.
What's the, Tori, you're closest to it, what's the dimension on the, like, collegiate softball fields?
My field that I played on was 200, corners 227.
And that's typical for tournament play?
Oh, yeah, that's more than adequate. The last concept emails that we received had, I think it was two 250s, and then the rest were 220s.
And what that, in tournament play, when she played competitive softball, she'll tell you that she played on fields that was different sizes. So, when you go 250, it allows you to step up and play some 13, 14-year-old baseball games on it and things of that nature.
The plan is, probably at one of your meetings in July or August, Dean Thomas and Sam Henry will come and present where they are in the design. They have spent a lot of time, we've had a number of conference calls with them by Zoom. Most of our time has been spent on the soccer complex, phase one, but we have had some conversations about phase two. But phase one design is coming along very well, and that's 5 soccer fields, or 5 multi-purpose fields.
What's the board's pleasure?
This is
Go ahead.
in budget, we've already budgeted this, right?
This is in the, yes. This comes out of the park design money. Yes, sir.
That bid budget.
Yes.
So this is for phase 1A, 1B, and dirt work 2.
Yes.
And which has already been discussed, and this is what we requested, was to move with this resolution.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion from Mr. Hine to approve, have a second from Vice Mayor Sutton, all in favor?
Aye.
Moving on, report on Cypress Creek Bridge project, Mr. J.
I think this is going to involve several of us. First off, and I'm repeating, I know you all know this, but a big thank you to the Fayette County Veterans Association, to Alderman Fisher, to all of you, and the many volunteers. The bridge project came together exceptionally well. As you would expect, we've had a couple of hiccups that are not necessarily of the town's making or the volunteers, but things we have to address. One of them has been addressed, and that was the new decking is 3 inches, help me here, 3 inches higher than the old decking, so we had to go back in and put in ADA accessible ramps. Unfortunately, a rumor got started that there were issues. The south ramp is different than the north ramp, and we've got to make a change on the north ramp, but that is being handled. It's not an issue. What became an issue, as you all know, what is now Public Entity Partners, used to be the TML Risk Management Pool, had informed the town about 3 years ago now that they would no longer cover the bridge because of its dilapidated condition. I reached out to them last week and then formally Monday, informing them that the bridge had been repaired and that we were requesting coverage on that bridge effective as of July 1st. 2 things happened, one positive, one not positive. They sent a loss control prevention, a safety inspector out Monday afternoon.
Yep.
He inspected the bridge and he signed off on it. However, and I'm just going to be blunt, the previous mayor, in one of his emails to, at that time, the TML pool, said that there were structural deficiencies in the bridge and it would cost $300,000 to repair it. TML, Public Entity Partners, informed me Tuesday morning, was it?
Yes.
Tuesday morning, they had to have an engineering inspection of the bridge to address any structural deficiencies.
We had that.
No,
I thought the veterinary guy said he's doing it.
no, we had to have a qualified engineer.
Is that a state engineer?
No, what I did and what the resolution, there wasn't a number on the agenda, it's resolution 2157. No, yeah, 2157 thing. Fisher and Arnold, who did the 2018 report, that was the document that related to all the bids, has come out and performed an inspection of the bridge on a number of issues. I authorized that on an hourly basis because of the time constraints. The mayor's not signed the agreement yet. That's what ordinance 2157 is. I don't have their report yet. I have a preliminary report on a couple of things. They found that the top of the deck is different, which has been addressed. A detail that we can address, but was an interesting, and I'm gonna go into this because you need to know what's going on. When we raised the decking, ADA standards require the the handrail be 42 inches above the deck. We meet that.
It's 45,
It's 45, minimum 42.
right.
ASHTO, which is the traffic safety standards, require for bicycles the handrail be 54 inches high. Raising the deck, we are now at 51 1/4 inches high. So we'll need to put an additional handrail on the bridge.
Or no bicycle sign.
Or no bicycle signs. The other thing is though, as the report will state, ADA is a requirement. ASHTO is a recommendation. So doing nothing is also an option, but you need to be aware of that.
No skateboarding or bicycles or motorized vehicles on the bridge.
And we're covered. And I was going to get with Mr. Ellis and get such a sign made. Now, whether we can get it by Saturday night, I don't know, but we're gonna work on that. The engineer found that we used 2 different sizes of clips to attach the structural 2x6s, 2x6s. One of them, he had a question on, they're investigating that. Finally, he is recommending, not requiring, recommending that there be some additional cross bracing on the 2x6s on the bridge, which again can be done relatively easily.
Relative.
I do not have his full report yet, but those were the findings that he has shared with me. And again, what I would ask tonight is that you authorize the mayor to sign the agreement for their full report and where we can pay them for their hourly work. We are working to get this bridge open Saturday.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yes, sir?
Where did the former mayor get his information that was structural damage on that bridge?
I don't know.
He didn't.
The
What he did was, he sent them to take them off the insurance, so we weren't liable for anybody. He considered any part of that structure structural, which basically it is, but it isn't. Okay, that's decking. And what he said was, it's structurally not sound because of the decking.
But he
And
didn't
that's
tell-
why he sent that letter.
This came up in a meeting, and Ken Sutton and I both stood there and told him that I'd been over there 2 or 3 times. Ken went, I don't know who else went. We got off in that creek and actually looked at that bridge underneath. It's sitting in concrete abutments.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know what else you could do to make it any safer structure on the bottom. It's not rusted, it's
I
not
don't think anybody's disagreeing with
broke
that. right?
anywhere, so I'd like to know where he got his information from.
Well,
He made it up.
he not here.
Well, he ought to have to answer for that, it's gonna cost the town money.
Well, it may not cost the town money because it may not have been an accurate statement.
I know it's not accurate.
But the problem what
But he
problem?
had to put it out, why are you taking it off the insurance policy? Well,
Same thing he kept telling us.
structurally not sound.
Same thing he kept telling us, it's $180,000 to fix it.
Well,
Where we are right now, at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night, we've got at least scheduled a ribbon cutting on the bridge for 5 or 6 o'clock Saturday night?
5:30.
5:30 Saturday night. If we don't have insurance coverage,
All we can do is
Scrooge-
cut a ribbon.
Scrooge here is gonna say stop.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can, as you all are, to get everything in order. To my knowledge, from my conversations with the engineers at Fisher Arnold, nobody has said anything about a structural deficiency. But I've got to have that in writing. I've got to have that presented to public entity partners, and they have to accept it. And
I'll
we
make
have,
a motion
we have 48 hours.
Resolution 2157.
Second.
Have a motion, Vice Mayor Sutton, second by Alderman Fisher. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's all our business. Mr. Case?
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you.
That's what happened to your late, huh?
Have you been over
Harvey.
to that new park in Arlington? The newest place where they got the, have you seen the damage the skateboarders doing to it? Yeah, they're tearing up a beautiful park.